Everybody, Commissioner Ace Coach 704 here. We're talking PEL Live on Halloween night, and I'm guessing I'm not gonna have a lot of people live, with the World Series going on, and we've got Halloween. Of course, everybody's eating candy and all that good stuff. You guys probably got kids and all that going on, and it's all good. It's cool. I don't mind. We are not the huge priority, and I can understand that. But for those of you that are watching tonight, we've got a fun show about to take place. On the agenda tonight, just as a reminder, we've got storylines going on. If you are watching, just let me know if you can hear me. I'm trying to check and make sure that you can. And I'm not quite sure right now. I'm trying to get some other stuff set up here in a moment. But okay, I can hear myself. Okay, cool. Alright, so I don't want to get no feedback here. Well, thank you, Tristan. I appreciate it. Alright, so on the agenda tonight, we're going to look at storylines. Didn't get a chance to do that Sunday. Me and my fiance got away to Asheville, North Carolina, up in the mountains, and had a good time up there. So we'll do storylines. We're going to do a division leader spotlight, where I'm going to spotlight these teams and look at why they're doing so well and they're leading the divisions. And we're going to finish up with a look at how the playoff races are shaping up in each conference. All right. So where we left off last time on storylines, I'm just going to kind of pick it up and kind of go through what's been going on with some of these teams. Some things that I, pick up from the chat, and then some things that I think are going on. So we'll go back to Buffalo, which has been a dumpster fire of a show this year for me. Al Bundy's walking around mad as hell. 5-5 is not good enough for us. And, we've been trying to do something about it. And, the thing about it is, I don't know what else to do. The problem has been, I'm trying to switch my settings here to see comments, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. But anyway, Tyrod Taylor has been causing hell in the locker room because he ain't been playing and he ain't gonna play. I've had temptation of just cutting his ass, but then I feel bad about cutting a really good player. So we deal with his bullshit. The Dolphins are 8-2. Big game this week against the Lions. To kind of hype up the team, they brought in Will Smith, who sang Miami in the locker room. That kind of backfired. A lot of people just walked out and said, is this guy still performing? But yeah, so anyway, the Dolphins are really playing well, and they're going to win that division, hands down. The Patriots are going on a nice little trip here in a couple weeks that's going to pretty much end their chances at the playoffs. As a result of that, fans have resulted in a walkout, and they're not going to come to their games for the rest of the season. It'll be interesting to see how many people really show up and buy into the walkout that's going on in New England because they're just dissatisfied with the franchise. And the Jets. Nobody wants the Jets. The Jets have just turned into a laughingstock of a franchise. They're offering buy one, get one free tickets and still can't get a sellout. That's a damn shame what's going on in New York. But we are working and efforting to get someone in there that cares about the franchise, and we might have something put together. Outside of the storylines, I did do some adjustments to that roster to make it a little more appealing. They're going to have the number one pick. There's a good selling points, and I think we may have someone that's going to join up and open up another spot in the league. So, stay tuned for that. Steelers. The Steelers are going to get a forced win this week when someone did not show up for a game. Terrible. But, as a result of that, the Steelers are going to celebrate by going out and having a nice night of bowling and getting their mind away from the PEL. Great team bonding up in Pittsburgh. Great stuff. Doo-Doo Browns trying to get it turned around. Rumor has it they've got the Bills next week in a loser leave town match. Al Bundy has reached out for a friendly bet to the Doo-Doo Browns owner, and he was rejected, saying that we don't need bets for motivation. We're going to kick your ass. So, Bills and Browns going to be a slobber knocker next week. Check it out. The Colts, I tell you, man, played the Colts last week, and it seems like their motto is blitz or die. They keep coming after you. They keep coming after you, and it's a different scheme, and it's working for them so far. So we'll see how far they go. But Andrew Luck has been a difference in that offense, and they're able to catch a lot of stuff. And in Houston, not Houston, but in Indianapolis, man, there's not a lot of stuff to do anyway. So, everyone's just been going out and hanging out at games and, just chilling, watching practice. It's a good atmosphere in Indianapolis. I'm happy for them. Good job. The ongoing saga with Blake Bortles and the Jaguars, he recently tried to, commit suicide and jumped off a bridge, missed the water, and landed on land, just like his passes. Still can't be accurate. That's a damn shame. Terrible. Tennessee, in a bit of a controversy, possibly, winning over the Giants in a replay of one quarter after a desync. Desyncs just happen, and it's unfortunate, but they were able to get it done. And how do they celebrate in Tennessee after a big win? All-day marathon of CMT, country music television, in the locker room. Man, way to get it done, man. Way to go out and just enjoy it. Just really, really good stuff. Awesome stuff. The Chargers continue to struggle, and they got blown out, which is all the more rare, because as you can see on the screen, they had the 4th-ranked defense in the league, and the Chiefs beat them 35-6. And, this is not something you see very often. And, the continued lag in games is hurting a lot of people, especially Deontay. And, they're still dangerous. And, in my honest projection, they're still going to get in the playoffs. But, take advantage, and the Chiefs are doing that. Good job. Jump over to the NFC here. I don't have a lot in storylines this week because things have been pretty quiet. Agape and the Cowboys continue to rant on Cam Newton and the Panthers, and I don't appreciate it. He's been slapped with a $5,000 fine for his ridiculous comments in the chat today, and I expect payment on that in 50 payments of $50. I don't know if that's right, but that's all he can afford, I'm sure. I'm just kidding. All jokes. Nice comment from the Dolphins that says, fuck Deontay. All right, then. And we'll keep it moving. We have a new Eagles owner. Shoebox has come back to the league. I did talk to the previous owner. He was frustrated with the game, but he liked the league. I really didn't have anything to say to that. We all are frustrated with the game. I can't think of anyone that's happy with the game right now. Even teams that are good are not happy with the game. So, we have another shout out here. Fuck Box from the 49ers. This is going to be the best fucking episode of PEL Live that we've ever had, apparently. Moving on. The Giants were not happy losing that game to the Titans. Felt like he was going to win no matter what. But, when these things happen, those are the Madden gods. And the Madden gods, will come in and say, hey, you didn't do this right, so we're going to penalize you. So that's for all those BS times you were running up the damn score and throwing the ball deep and all that stuff. The Madden gods got you. So that's revenge. Fuck Bortles from the Jags. There you go. That's 3. That's 3 fucks on PEL Live. Setting records. That's awesome stuff. Oh man. The Packers got an upset win over the 49ers the other day, and Coach Levi has just kind of self-destructed and checked himself in for mental rehabilitation to continue to try to get his team back on track. And not sure if that's going to work out or not, but hopefully he's able to get the psychiatric help he needs and get back to normal. And there's something crazy going on in the World Series. I can't tell what it is, but I'm sure it's something really, really good. All right. The Falcons moving on, can still moving players in and out past the trade deadline. And, the constant roster turnover, seems to be working in Atlanta as they're still in playoff contention. But, people around the league, are whispering that what the hell is wrong with the Falcons? Why can't they just keep players for damn 2 weeks? Just stop doing stuff. Anyway, yeah, the World Series is on. Yeah, so I don't know why you're listening to me. I would be watching the World Series before listening to this, but, hey. Baseball's not for everybody. It's all good, man. So that's pretty much it for PEL storylines. Like I said, it hadn't been a lot going on. We're past the trade deadline. That's where I get a lot of storylines from. But there's a lot of good stuff going on in the league, and we're gonna jump into spotlighting some of these division leading teams, and we're gonna do some stuff on the screen now. And we're going to point out these division-leading guys, and then we'll go through them kind of one-on-one and see what's making them so good. So if you start with the AFC North, you got the Steelers. South, you got the Jags. In the East, you got Dolphins. In the West, the Chiefs. North, the Vikings. South, we'll do Falcons and Panthers, I guess. In the East, we've got the Giants. And then in the West, we've got the 49ers still hanging on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump to stats, and we're going to go through player stats and see what makes these teams click so well. We'll start with the 49ers, if I can get my buttons right. And they are 7-4 on the year. And you look at the C.J. Beathard here, 14 TDs, 10 picks. 28 sacks. That's a reflection of that offensive line kind of struggling right there. Thank you for posting the link. I was going to do that, and I got sidetracked because I was worried about the sound. But thank you for doing that, Levi. We watching you because fuck baseball and another fuck. All right. Thank you, Kyle. We're up to 4 now. But offensive line is young and is trying to develop in San Francisco, so that's been part of the issue. And then you look at the running game here. He's gone to Christie at running back, who's a rookie, 4 yards a carry. But you look at Hyde, he's got 9.8, and he's not hurt. Why not play Carlos Hyde? I don't know. Beathard runs a little bit, gets about 5 yards a carry there, but he's gone with the young guy, apparently, to get most of his yards. And then receiver, we've seen Josh Malone doing well. He's developed him pretty well. He was a free agent pickup and done really well. And he's got Fulcher here and then Sash. So 3 young receivers there getting it done in San Francisco. And that looks good for the future. Now, what's going on with this offensive line? Well, look at this. Your right tackle's giving up 10 sacks, 5 from your guard and tackle. And then, Carrier being the rookie's done the best. But, you got to get rid of Trent Brown, I think. He ain't doing too well. Defensively, of course, Reuben Foster leading in tackles. Bowman, old man, still getting it done. But then look at these sacks. You got a dynamic duo here getting it done. Lynch, Thomas, and Armstead. 10.5, 10, and 9. That's really good numbers. So they get after the quarterback really well. Decent numbers there. I thought I'd see it a little higher with interceptions, but that's not too bad. So that's the 49ers for you. Let's jump to the Giants, who lead the NFC East. He's gone with Davis Webb throwing the ball. Oh, goodness. 22 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. Got to cut down a little bit of those turnovers there. Running the ball, Jeremy Hill, the big power guy, is the main guy, 4.2 yards a carry. That's moving the chains at least. Of course, Odell Beckham, the big threat, 40 catches. Then Evan Ingram behind him, Shepard and Marshall. He always runs a lot of 3-by-1 stuff, so that's not surprising. But good Lord, 16 touchdowns? You think he might be the threat. You think he might be the threat there. He's one of the best players in the game, of course, so that's to be expected. Your sack numbers here. Flowers, Fluker are your two guys, of course, off the edge, giving up the most sacks there. Defensively, who stands out for him? Goodson leads at 43 tackles. Look at this. Olivier Vernon, 39 tackles, but 12 for loss. Good gracious. You got to get him blocked. And then sack-wise, no one with really big numbers, but good, consistent pressure across the board from the D-line there. Let's look at the Jags, who lead the AFC South. Bridgewater, efficient, nothing astronomical here. 17 TDs, 11 picks. Doing a good job. And you look at the running game. Good Lord. Look at Fournette, man. Already over 1,000 yards, 6.4 yards a carry. Yeah, give him the football. Most definitely. You don't need to, throw it that well when you got this guy leading your running attack. Receiving, Allen Robinson and Westbrook, the two guys on the outside. A lot of two wide receiver sets from these guys with the way Fournette runs the football. I would run that conservative power type game also. Did make a trade for Cobb in the middle of the season. Hadn't had a huge impact, but that's another threat you got to account for. Look at this offensive line. See how look at this. Look at this offensive line. 3 sacks, 1 sack, 4 sacks. Only 4 sacks this year? Look at this. No wonder they're doing so well. What is the secret? Someone shared it. Kyle, what's your secret? You only give up 4 sacks all season. That's crazy. Defensively, the corner leading the team in tackles in Myrick, and then Jones at safety is number 2. Usually when your DBs are making tackles, that's not a good sign. But, it's working for these guys. You look at sacks. Smoot has 8 sacks on the year, and then the rest of the guys do well. They play a lot of coverage. Jacksonville doesn't blitz too often, so that's not too surprising right there. Let's jump to the Panthers, who are tied for the lead in the NFC South. All right, so Matt Ryan, you traded Cam Newton, but he's not doing. He's doing okay. Good completion percentage though, so that's not bad. Looks like he had to play McCarron. Ryan must have got hurt at some point. Running game. He's got a 2-back system with McCaffrey and Akeem Hunt. You don't see that a lot in Madden, but it's working for these guys. Hunt getting 7 yards a carry. Good gracious. And then McCaffrey at 5.3. Really good averages there running the football. And that helps possess the game, ball and shorten the game. Receiving threats, pretty even receiving around here. Matthews was a trade that we did for KB. And then you've got the young guys in Samuel and Schuster and then Olsen. So pretty balanced attack. 3-by-1 attack there for the Panthers. Blocking it up front, not too bad. 5, 4, 3, and 1, and then no sacks for Dawkins, who's a former Bill also. Not bad up front. What's that? 9, 12, 13 sacks only given up this year. Not bad. Getting the ball out. Defensively, Shaq Thompson and then Grugier Hill, the fast guy at linebacker, leading the charge. Kuechly third in tackles. Good gracious. Come on, man. Anyways, you look at the sacks. No one really standing out too much there. Interception-wise, pretty standard there, too. All right, let's jump to Steelers, who lead the AFC North. Throwing the ball, Josh Dobbs not having that huge year he had last year. It's kind of coming down a little bit. 19 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Of course, Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, 4.7 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns. Tough guy to stop. But you look, Dobbs can carry the ball too, 24 for 101. He's a threat. Probably some zone read type stuff there. Then this is interesting. Antonio Brown, you would figure, would be the leader by far, but this is a very balanced attack. Another 3-by-1 type setup here. Brown with 29. Jesse James, good gracious, who knew? Second leading receiver. Coates, and then you see Bryant is the big play threat. Look at that, 28 yards a catch. If he's gonna go down the field, you got to cover him. That is big time right there. Good gracious. And look at it up front. Offensive line, pretty good line here too. 4, 7, 10, 13, only 14 sacks given up. Not bad at all. And then defensively, Shazier, as you would expect, leading the team in tackles by far. Not too many sacks here. He's a good user, though. Look at this. Goodwin, free safety rookie, 7 interceptions, probably in running for defensive rookie of the year right there with those kind of numbers. Then Shazier with 6, and then on down the line. Good job for the Steelers there. Let's jump to the Vikings, who lead the NFC North. You got a rookie quarterback in Ray Basel. Good numbers for him. 17 TDs, 8 interceptions. Pretty good completion percentage. 234 yards a game is pretty good stuff. Running the football, Latavius Murray. He takes any kind of running back and gets it done, but Murray's a really good player. I see 12 people online. Good gracious. I appreciate the support tonight. Really surprised by that, but I definitely appreciate it. Ray Basel is a mobile quarterback. He can run the ball as well. 7 yards a carry here, 4 touchdowns. That's a rookie. Probably in the running for offensive rookie of the year. Receiving, Bucky Hodges. If I remember correctly, let's take a look at him real quick. Yep, athletic guy. 87 speed, 89 acceleration. That can get you open a lot, especially against man coverage. Leading receiver. Stephon Diggs, talented player, of course. Treadwell and then Thielen. Another 3-by-1 setup. Very popular 3-by-1 formations. Especially in CFMs. You got to account for a lot of people and still run the ball well. Blocking. Let's take a look at these guys. Oh, we got a little weakness here. Riley Reef, 10 sacks. Mike Remmers, no surprise because Mike Remmers is horrible in real life. 8 sacks. And then 3, 2, and 1. So that's what? 18, 21, 23, 24 sacks given up. That's probably average if we just went through the league. Defensively, this is where the Vikings make their money. Danielle Hunter is a beast, man. Look at that. 46 tackles, 10 for loss, 20 and a half sacks. How in the hell are you getting 20 and a half sacks in 12 games? Who is not blocking him? You got to slide your line to him and then keep your back in and then block. I mean, good gracious, guys. Come on. Scouting report. You got to look. That don't make no sense. I mean, let's look at him. He's a good player. I mean, he's a really good player, but 20 and a half sacks? Come on, guys. It's the PEL. I can't have numbers like that in here. All right, my rant's over. Who's on the other side? Dude, you got to have more than 5.5 sacks. You got this guy on that side, you got to be killing. Slide your protection to Danielle Hunter. Slide your protection. None of that shit worked for me, bastard. Fuck Hunter. Oh, okay. And Trent Brown was not blocking him. Oh, you guys are funny. Well, the other thing you could always do is try to screen to his side. I remember I played, he had a sack against me, but, hey, I guess he's just really good. Well, he's got to be aggressive pass rush with those kind of numbers, though. You gotta get him out of that somehow. Interceptions, oh, good Lord. Harrison Smith with 10 interceptions and Taco with 6. This is a really good team. It's just a really good team overall. He plays it well. Let's see. Who are we missing here? Chiefs. Yeah, there we go. Chiefs lead the AFC West. Pat Mahomes is taking over. 18 TDs, 13 interceptions. Pretty good numbers for a first full-time quarterback. I think he played last year too, but I don't remember. But he's having a pretty good year. Only 13 sacks. That's not bad. Of course, the young rookie, Thompson, was a really good player. 5 yards a carry. 13 touchdowns on the year. Those are good numbers there. Braxton Miller, leading receiver for the Chiefs, and then Thompson at 2, Harris at 3. So a little bit different. I think Hill was hurt for a while, so that's why his numbers are not as high. But with Thompson being a number 2 receiver, that makes it a little tougher. You really got to account for him in the backfield when you're playing them. Blocking it up, saw that pretty good numbers right here. There were 13 sacks, but only 6 given up front. That's really good. Tunsil, come on, man. 5 sacks, get it together. The rest of your line only has 1 sack given up. Now I'm gonna assume that there were some guys traded here, so that may be affecting these numbers. I remember some offensive linemen being traded, so let's keep that in mind. Defensively, Murray for the free safety. Another team with DBs leading the team in tackles. Hey, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DBs leading the team in tackles. Good gracious, man. That's crazy to me. But Frank Clark with 10 sacks. That's a good job right there. And then Brown. I bet he's a fast guy. Yep. That's what I thought. Brown with 8 interceptions from the middle linebacker position. That's good stuff right there. All right, let's look at the Dolphins, who lead the AFC East. And Ryan Tannehill with good numbers. 23 TDs, 9 picks, 285 yards a game passing. That's a really good job so far this season. And then Ajayi, 6 yards a carry, 8 touchdowns. When you got that, and then you got 285 yards a game throwing the ball, there's no wonder that you have success. Those are both really good averages from your starting quarterback and running back. And then, of course, Landry, the number 1 receiver after trading Parker in the offseason. And then Jakeem Grant, somehow, despite being the little mini-me he is, you can still see that when you have speed and acceleration, you can do well, and he's doing well. Then the rookie tight end Minifield has come in and done a good job. And then you've got Ajayi in the fullback with 22 catches, something you don't see that often. So good balance here from the Dolphins. Up front, not too many sacks given up. This is 7, 8, 9 sacks given up. So that's a good job up front from Miami. And then defensively, I know he uses McMillan, so it's not surprised to see him tied for the lead in tackles. Fast linebackers make a big difference this year, and these guys can both run really well. You look at sacks. Not surprising because the D-line has kind of been the place that he's trying to rebuild a little bit, so not many sacks. But he plays a lot of coverage. And still not a lot of interceptions, but he plays a really efficient type of game. So that's the key to the Dolphins' success for sure. And then the Falcons to finish out our spotlights, who are all tied in the NFC South for the division lead. Switch quarterbacks all year long, so these stats really ain't accurate because he hadn't had them that long. Freeman at running back, 5.8 yards a carry, 10 touchdowns are good numbers. And then, of course, Corey Green's on track to be in that Rookie of the Year discussion. 51 catches, 12, 58, and 11 touchdowns. One of the better players in the draft, as you can see by his numbers right here. As he's developed, he's going to be a real problem. And he's only at normal development. Of course, John Ross, I thought he'd be number one by far, but look at the yards per catch, 24.7, 28.8. If you give them time to throw the football, he's going to hurt you downfield, as it's always been with Jeff. But then you look at the rest of these numbers, these are your number one, number two threats outside. And then looking at up front, I don't know who's been traded and who's not, so I don't know how good these numbers are, but only 7 sacks given up here, that's not bad. And then defensively, Deion Jones, of course, the talented linebacker, 61 tackles, 14 tackles for loss, really good numbers right there. He's got the Honey Badger that really helps out on the back end, and then Beasley, of course, 12 sacks on the year. He's a beast. Sue inside 10.5. These guys got talent. I mean, hell, that ain't the problem. And then Ronald Darby and True Fun on the outside. Good Lord, man. Why can't I have this? If you give me that talent, I'd be undefeated right now. But anyways. So that's the end of the spotlight right there. All right, so let's take a look at the playoff chases, then I'll get back to looking at some of these comments, and I'll comment on those. So we're going to look at the the conferences, and see how that shapes up in terms of the playoff chase. So in the NFC, we got the Vikings leading the North, Giants leading the East, Falcons, Panthers, let's say the Falcons, they won that first game, Falcons leading the South, and the 49ers leading the West. All right, so your wild card teams right now are the Lions and then the Panthers, okay? So right now, Vikings are the 1 seed, Giants would be the 2, Falcons the 3, and then the Niners would be the 4, Lions the 5, and then the Panthers the 6. Playoff contention still, of course, are the Buccaneers, Seahawks, and Cardinals, in my opinion. These guys, if you're 4-7 or lower, you're out of it. Okay? So, once again, Vikings, number 1. Giants, number 2. Falcons, number 3. 49ers, number 4. Lions, number 5. And the Panthers, number 6. With the Bucks, Seahawks, and Cardinals still something to play for in the NFC. All right, jumping over to the AFC. Steelers are the number 1, leading the North. Jags the number 2, leading the South. Chiefs the number 3, leading the West. Dolphins the number 4, leading the East. Your wild card teams, Colts and the Chargers right now. Still in the contention are the Browns, Titans, and Bills. If you're below that, you're out of it. Play for next year, okay? So once again, to review, in the AFC, Steelers are the 1, Jags are the 2, Chiefs are the 3, Dolphins are the 4, wild cards are the Colts, and the Chargers right now with the Browns, Titans, and Bills all in contention. All right, so let's take a look at the chat and see some comments. I see a lot of stuff being talked about. I'm going to kind of scroll up and kind of go through those. Fuck baseball. That's our 6th fuck from Levi tonight. That's awesome. Hyde has fumbling problems and he had a big run. Okay. That's cool. Fuck from Lee. That's number 7 fuck tonight. 49ers fuck Hunter. That's number 8. Shoebox, fuck you too, my friend. That's number 9. And then some comments about Hunter. That's why I traded Tunsil. Yeah, he's a turnstile. Now that my sex came versus Falcons beef ass Lions, Sue and Beasley. Yeah, I can see that. Cardinals commenting this division's too close for my liking. That division is going to be really, really tough, man. That's a tough division. The NFC North's a tough division. We've got a couple really good divisions this year. But I think both playoff races in the conferences this year are coming down to the end. I think last year in the AFC it was pretty much settled, just a matter of seeding on who got in and got out. We've had some people step up this year, especially the Colts. Really shout out to them. The Titans are playing better this year. And you look at the NFC, we got some guys playing better this year. The Panthers are playing better this year. Blake's still in it. And then the Cardinals, of course, hydraulic coming in. We've got some more teams being competitive this year. That makes things a lot better overall. And it makes the league better overall when more people are involved and going down through it and, playing well. So next week's show, we're going to look at some of the teams that are out of it. What do they need to do better to get into the playoff chase? We'll start looking at draft picks to see who may be in the top 10. And, we'll continue on and we'll look at some awards and see how they go next week. Who's in the running for the MVP and all those things going on. And then, of course, we'll continue with another look at the playoffs after another week of action. And, we'll continue on with what we do. So I'm going to end it right now. I appreciate everybody watching. Go check out the World Series. It sounds like it's a good game. I know if you don't care about baseball, that's one thing, but playoff baseball is pretty cool. So check that out. And I appreciate everybody watching tonight. I think this is the biggest show we've had in terms of attendance. That's definitely appreciated. Feel free to share this with your buddies or friends or whatever, and just let them know this is what we do in the PEL. We may not be the best. It may not look the greatest. But we do a lot, and we put our heart and soul into it. And it's really appreciated for everyone being here. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloween once again. And we'll see you real soon, guys. Thanks a lot.